Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at another 1/6 scale figure, this Joker from the Suicide Squad. This is the Arkham Asylum version of him. This figure is from Hot Toys. It was released in 2016 as a Toy Fair exclusive actually. Right now we're getting a good 360 view of the box here. This box is actually really unique as to a lot of 1/6 scale figures here. In the sense that the way it opens, most 1/6 scale figures, they have like a little flap in the front here. This one, then you can usually take the figure out. It opens up and then you take the whole figure out. Except this one, as you can see there, it had two flaps in the back. Which, if you want, we can. We're not going to be doing an unboxing. I haven't really had any feedback as to if you guys want me to do unboxings or, just get a look at the figure box, the artwork, and go from there. So, I'm not too sure yet if I want to do unboxings yet or just keep it the way I've been doing it. So, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to turn this off. I'm going to lift this up a little bit and put it to the side. I'm going to get this and just put it like this. That's what I usually do with most of my figures anyway. And then I just get this turntable and put it to the side here. Now, looking at this box, it is a really, really nice box here. You can see, Joker, Jared Leto's Joker from Suicide Squad. I know a lot of people didn't like him. I was a big fan of this Joker. And the reason being for that is just, it was like a modern day take of a Joker, how he would look in the modern day and age with, the grill in his mouth, the tattoos. I think that's just, the jewelry. I think that's how he would look in this day and age. And I think that's what the producers were trying to go for, or whoever wrote, the story script. So I really like that actually. And this is the exclusives from Sideshow. It says Sideshow exclusive, but it's actually made from Hot Toys, if you can see right there. The side of it here, you can see Dr. Harleen Quinzel and the Joker when she's pretty much starts falling in love with him. And then, yeah, so the reason I'm saying this box is really unique is because it's magnetized to where you can actually take this to the side, and this is used as the backdrop. I find that to be very, very cool. Like, this part is used for the backdrop itself, as you can see that. And what I was talking about with this one, we'll put this to the side now. There you go here. And this is the little face covering, or the cover of this Joker, where you can see the Joker Arkham Asylum version. You can see all the people that worked on this figure right here. Get a little closer shot so you can kind of look at it. And then this box kind of has the purple and green. A little bit more information there in the back. And then you got where the figure comes. Now what we're gonna do next is actually, we already have the figure out. Like I said, I don't know if you guys, this was kind of an unboxing, except I don't have the figure in there anymore. So what we're gonna do next is actually get the figure and just get a 360 view on him, and then just take a look at everything that the figure comes with. Alrighty folks, so here he is, Jared Leto's Joker, the Joker from Suicide Squad, the Arkham Asylum version. As you can see there, he's wearing the Arkham pants there, and he's wearing one of those detained coats where he, I don't even know what those are called. There's restraints, he's wearing the restraints. You can see the buckles in the back and the straps. This is a very nice figure. Well, let me read. It is a very nice figure, yes. But as far as the figure itself, it's a simple figure actually. And what I mean by that is, you guys will see later on that it does come with a few accessories, but overall, the restraints on the figure, it really, it really hinders it from doing anything. Like, it doesn't come with a lot of other things like, for example, without giving it away, you can't really have him in any posability. I mean, you can have him sitting down on something the way he comes with. I'll show you that here a little bit, but I mean, overall, this figure is nice to have. I'm a big fan of that movie, that Suicide Squad movie, and I went out and collected most of the 1/6 scale figures. I think I'm missing one to complete my whole, the whole collection, and that one's just kind of hard to find. And at first, it was just everywhere. It was cheap, and now because they don't make them anymore, and it's just getting hard to find. So what we're gonna do now that we got a good 360 view of the figures, we're gonna take the figure off the turntable, and we're gonna take a look at everything that the figure comes with. Alrighty, folks. So as you can see here, he does come with quite a few little things here and there. A lot of it is just. So a lot of it you can use on the figure. What I mean by that is, like, for example, this is just an instruction booklet. So, going over, let's get started with it real quick. This is just an instruction booklet. Like, I think most 1/6 scale figures come with an instruction booklet as to how far you can bend the figure, how far his joints can go without tearing the fabric, what's this for, what's that's for, things like that. Pretty much all the instructions for the figure are right here. Now, he does come with the backdrop, and that backdrop that I showed you was that magnetized part that was around the box, and these right here just kind of help it stand up. It folds open right here in the middle. You can see here a little bit better. As you can see there, it folds open right there, and that's just to help that metallic thing stand a little bit better. So now you're kind of left with this now. And these, every figure comes with an extra set of pegs for the figure. So then the exclusive part of this figure, the Sideshow exclusive, with these cards. Now, I have them still in the package. I don't want to ruin them. But it comes with two separate cards, as you can see here. And one's, Harley Quinn and Joker. This is the tuxedo version, and this is the regular Harley Quinn. And the other one, it just says the Joker on it. I think these are very nice playing cards that they have there. They're not really playing cards, they're just cards that come with the Joker. And, it's a very nice, I want to say it's a nice addition to put with this figure. But at the same time, it's like, you can't really use it for the figure, so it's like, what's the purpose of including it with the figure if you can't use it on the figure? So all you're kind of really left with after that, give me 1 second here, let me put this tape back on here. I don't want to ruin this part. It looks like it doesn't really want to hold that much anymore, so let's set that down over here. So all that you're really left with now, sorry, moving the camera a little bit here, is this. Just this plain old thing right here. Excuse me. This is all you're really left with. So, not too much with this figure. So you are left with the nice little stand here. This is one of the bigger stands I've seen. I've only seen this stand one or two other times, and I know it comes with the 1/6 scale Thanos figure. I've seen that. It's a huge stand, and I was like, why does it come with that humongous stand? Why does this figure come with that stand? Well, I mean, you need a stand for him to be able to put a chair on there if he's standing right here, or if you want him sitting down. So I get it. I get it. He comes with that. So this stand is just, it's nothing. It's a nice little detail that it has, like, now a nice little paint job in there going on. Looks like the floor. So it's not bad, but it just, I believe they could have done a little bit more. Excuse me. A little bit more with that. So as far as the nameplate, I do like that it says Suicide Squad Joker. You got the laughing right here and the cards right here. And one thing that I do like about this is that the nameplate is metal. I like that. And the bottom of it just has some, Suicide Squad and the copy, pretty much things like that. And then here's the little stand right here. Setting that to the side, he does come with this little chair here. This chair is made completely out of plastic, so these right here, even though they might look metal or brushed nickel, it's plastic. This is all plastic, flimsy plastic. As you can see there, I'm kind of moving it. And I'm not going to move it too much because I don't want to break it or damage it. But it is just all plastic. Although I do like that they put a little bit of work into this. I mean, yeah, The metal brushed, looking metal here, it looks nice. You can see the screws here at the bottom here. You go, you can see little screws right there. So I do like that they put in some work into it. I mean, looking at the chair, you can see where when people are sitting down right here at the corners of the chair and at these corners right here, it starts wearing down because that's where the movement. When people slide to get up and they sit down and their back of the knees are hitting this, so that's why it's a little bit more worn there than it is in the rest of the chair. So I really like that they put that much detail into this chair. I really do. And I just overall like that they included the chair on it. I mean, it'd be nice. It would have been nice if the collection of the Suicide Squad 1/6 scale figures, it would have been cool if they made a Harleen Quinzel, not a Harley Quinn, a Harleen Quinzel when she was a doctor, where you pretty much had him sitting on this. You could have had a desk, and you could have had her on the other side. That would have been a great view, and it would have been cool to have with this figure. And that just goes right there. And then the last two things it comes with is a set of hands. Now these hands, I mean, they're both the same, so let's just look at one up close. They have nice little detail, like from when the plastic was made. But aside from that, I think it was casted in this color. And there's no paint to it. There's no, I mean, they do have like a little bit of detail in there with the paint. Like it gets a little bit darker in the creases. But aside from that, there's really not that much paint work. Like even, you can't even really, they're nails because you look at, the human hand. But when you look at there's no detail to it. And that's with both hands. They didn't really do much with the hands, and I don't really like that too much. I'm not saying I'm complaining about it. I mean, as you saw earlier when he was on the turntable, I don't even have the hands on him. And the reason for that, I'll get into later on. But that's everything the figure comes with. What we're going to do next is get the figure and take a closer look. Alrighty, folks. So taking a closer look at this Jared Leto Joker from Suicide Squad. We'll go from top to bottom. And I apologize again. Unfortunately, I can't just, pull up the figure and get a good view of him. I have to pull the figure close towards me and kind of do him sideways. Because that's how my camera is. My tripod's a little bit short, so excuse me, and I apologize for that. So, to get in a good look at his head sculpt here, I mean, you look at this Joker and you can tell it is Jared Leto. I like that. You can tell it's the Joker from the Suicide Squad. The details are all there. He has the green hair. He has the damaged tattoo up here. He has the J right there. He has a scar right here. You can see the grill on his face there. Really, just very, very nicely detailed. I don't know if you can be able to look, pick that up, but you can actually see the gloss in the eyes. That's very, very nicely detailed on that. And then the rest of the figure, it's just, you can't really go over too much with this figure without being like, it looks plain. Why? Because he has, restraints on him. Now, he does have, and I'm kind of noticing now, he does have a shirt underneath the restraints. So you can take these restraints off. They're just like regular buckles. I mean, not even buckle straps. You just kind of, I'm sorry, I was looking out through a corner. Now you can take these restraints off. All you got to do is they're just regular straps. You kind of pull them through and it comes all the way off. And you put his hands back on because right now he does not have his hands on. Because right there. But the way I look at it, it's like this figure was meant to be in restraints. When he was talking to Harley Quinn or Harleen Quinzel, Dr. Harleen Quinzel, in that office, next to the desk, he was in restraints. He was not in his, just regular, shirt and pants. He was in his restraints. Now, to include that, it's great because you can take the restraints off. You can put his hands back on, put him to the side, however, and have him like this. But that's not how he was in the movie. And so, I don't know. I think that's not how I'm going to display this figure. It's not how I've been displaying him. I've been displaying him like this. Now, going down, he just has a regular set of these flimsy, they're not flimsy, they're like silky almost, pants, and they say Arkham on it. Aside from that, the only thing that sticks out is his little feet, and, his little feet, they're pretty much not as detailed, or detailed at all, like his hands were. Like the hands at least had a little bit of detail on these, do not. You see where his toes are at, and you know their feet because they're down there. Aside from that, look, it's completely flat. So yeah, his feet, I don't know. Now, what I do like about this figure in particular is like, so some figures that you get 1/6 scale, you don't really want to move them and you want to keep them at a museum pose. A museum pose is pretty much how the figure comes, standing up straight with his hands straight down. You don't want to have him in any other movement because, or I'm sorry, pose, not movement, because eventually, like the suits they come with, they start creasing and they don't go back to normal. Some of these figures come with physae bodies, meaning, like for example, this is not a physae body, this is a regular body. And what do I mean by that is you can see the joints here. A physae body has it's pretty much like a rubbery outer shell with all the joints inside the shell, so when you move them you can't see the joints. Now the unfortunate thing with it, for example, this figure is great for having sitting down on the chair, kind of menacingly, because he has the joints there to do that, which I really, you know, I really do like. So you can have him sitting on the chair. Where did I put that chair? Right here. Sorry about that. I just hit the light box. So you can have him sitting on the chair here, you know, like so, and it's not gonna affect his you know, his body at all, because they're actually joints, so you can actually just have him there, look, sitting down. I really like that from this figure. I think they really did an outstanding job with... Oh, Jesus Christ, I just hit the light box again. A lot harder this time. I really did think they did an amazing job with knowing that you wanted to sit this figure down, and so they went all out to say, hey, you know what, we're going to do the joints on his legs better, because they're really nice joints, and we're gonna put this kind of cloth for his pants. That way, when you can have him sitting down for a long period of time, and that won't ruin his pants. So that's this figure in a nutshell. I really do like this figure a lot. So what we're gonna do next, and before we go, you know, go to articulation, because I'm not gonna forget this time. I'm gonna start forgetting. So we're gonna get this figure's height, and this figure stands about 11 3/4, 11 7/8. I would call it more 11 7/8 inches. So what we're gonna do next is go over this figure's articulation. Alrighty, folks. So here he is again. So going over his articulation, we'll go from top to bottom. His head, I think, is that so his neck does not move whatsoever. There's no movement as a neck. So there is a ball joint at the base of his head to the neck. So he does have a 360 turn. You can look up and down a little bit here, like that. Now, because of the hindrance of the restraints, there's really no movement towards the arms. Now, I do believe when you take these off, there is a little bit of, you know, he got movement. But because if you can be, you know, if you're going to be posing them like this, then I'm just going to say, hey, you know what? He has no movement at the arms or shoulders whatsoever, because then he's in his restraints. Now, he does have movement at the, actually, as a matter of fact, he has movement at the torso. Looks down to about there, and he looks back. Not actually, he just doesn't really look back too much. He just looks like he just stands back up. As far as his waist goes, he goes to about there. I don't know what's really stopping it. You can feel when it just completely stops and you don't want to move it anymore whatsoever. And same with this side, he moves to about there. Now, as far as his legs go, they go up to about there, which is almost 90 degrees. That's very nice for most of these figures. He doesn't go back any further from right there, and that's because you know that's hitting right here the back of his buttocks, the bottom part, like all figures do. And he goes up to about there. Now, as far as I do believe, yes, he does have, I'm going to put it all the way up so I don't mess it up. He does have a 360 turn at his thigh here. Move down a little bit. He does have a double bend at the knee. And he does have 360 at the 360 at the, I guess you can call it the calf. But because he has a 360 at the calf, he doesn't have no movement whatsoever. Like this, as you can see here, it's all one piece. And I know I did it on purpose, so you couldn't see the joints with these pants. But because of that, there's no movement whatsoever at the ankle. He has no movement there whatsoever. So, I don't know. That's kind of weird to me. That's the first I've seen on most of these figures. I'm not saying I have hundreds of thousands of them to be like, oh my god, that's a very first. But it is one to be like, wait, what? So get him to stand here. There we go. Alrighty, everyone. So because I haven't done any 1/6 scale figures, Suicide Squad, I don't think I'm gonna do any comparisons. Now, don't get me wrong. I know I've done some Ghost Riders. I've done a few Michael Myers, but I'm not gonna, compare Michael Myers to Joker. I'm not gonna compare, a Ghost Rider to Joker. As you guys seen in previous videos before, I have done comparison of the two Ghost Riders that I currently have. Now, because I haven't done any other Batman or Joker or anything close to this figure at all, I'm not going to do any comparisons. So that being said, I hope you guys liked the video. I really do. If you guys did, please like and share. If you guys haven't done so already, please subscribe and hit the notification to see when my videos come out. I usually drop them out every Sunday and Wednesday. There's no specific time when I drop them, but I do drop them on those days. If you guys have any questions, anything to say, negative, positive, any constructive criticism, please put it down in the comments below. I do look at it every Sunday and Monday, and I will answer every question and or anything that you guys need help with. Also, if you guys want an inside scoop before YouTube, I have an Instagram. I'll leave the link down in the description below. It's just kind of like a little sneak peek to see what I'm going to be posting next. So please give me a follow on that. With all that being said, I hope you guys take care, and we'll see you guys on the next one.